It's evening in Sweden, and it's I think it's June 18, and I recording now 2020 year 2022, and I pour up a soda for me. I drink soda in the weekends, but in the weeks I only take water with something tasty in it, because it's not good to drink soda every day. I have got my first question today, my first message from someone that listened to my podcast, but in the way that she asked the question is that I can tell that she don't have followed me in all episodes that I have recording. There is stored episodes, and there is episodes on my YouTube channel. If you can't listen at SoundCloud or speakers or whatever platform you are on, and listen, and you can only listen on some episodes, but on YouTube there is all the episodes I have recording. If it's missing episodes for you, and I see that I saw that today that SoundCloud that holds all the episodes for many platforms. They have deleted some of my episodes, of my old episodes. I have seen it that my subscription that I have paid for, I pay every year, and for every year, once a year, and I pay for unlimited episodes, so I can store 1,000 episodes if I want to. But they have seen it like I am on another pay plan, and this is they say no, it's the devil that tried to erase. He have done that on many places where I have the podcast. I have problems the whole time of the podcast. It doesn't work, so someone is there and try to take that away, and that is the devil, and it's the devil in people. They maybe don't understand that they have the devil inside them, but are disturbed of me that am talking about God. And it can be also those that we say is good ones, but they maybe have Jesus as their God. They are those Christians people that belong to to one religion that doesn't like that I recording these things, that I recording the truth about what I have experienced in that way that God have telling me and showing me what he see is wrong in this world. It's not me that walking around and think things is negative and things are against me like that. It's that God is telling me to go somewhere and see things that he see it, and he want to share it with me for me to learn about it and then tell you about these things that he have shown me. Now about that question that I got today. This is the question. Are spirits for real? Are spirits for real? And are they created of God? That question, that was the only question, and that showed me that she have not listened on many episodes. She have listened on some, and like many, I know that I see it on the statistics that many pick episodes that they think will fit them, and that is not God. It's not about that God should tell you, or I should tell you things that you want to hear. That it can be good things that you want answer about it, but I don't write the title of the episodes. It's not about everything that is said in the episodes. The answer you are waiting for in some question you have in your mind, it maybe have been in one episode that I have recording, but I have not titled it and written about it, so you don't see it. It's very important to listen on every episodes, because it's like a puzzle that is piece by piece is the picture putting together. I am not telling things from myself. It's things that I get from the spirit world, and almost 100% of what the Bible is talking about, it's a spirit and symbolic things in it. It's not literally. People read it wrong when they read it like it is an ordinary book, a novel book. It's not about that. It's about to understand the spirits talking in it, and the literally is not what we should read it in. If I say literally, was it wrong? I would say it's symbolic and spirit. We should read the Bible. you that can read books. I can't read books. God took that away from me when he come. The first time he come down here and talk it to me in year 2000, when he have already chosen me, of course, because he knew my future already before I come to this planet. But he picked me in that time, year 2000, because I was on my way to make a suicide, and that he didn't want me to end my life here on earth. He had work for me to do, so he picked me to be his prophet here on earth in this generation. And I will see if SoundClouds bring back those episodes they have cut off because they were thinking that I didn't pay for unlimited episodes. So, are spirits for real, and are they created of God? It's easy to say yes, but that is not the question from this person. It's a more deeper answer she want to have, and she want to have a shortcut. That's most people is. She is a really normal person that she want fast answer. She don't want to work on her own. Those people that sit in, for example, in churches and listen at the preachers, they want this fast understanding, and not work on their own to could understand the whole thing. They want the pastor. They have paid tithe to him to do the research and have the knowledge of the people's questions. They don't want to dig down in books on their own and go on university or another school, theology school, for to find out the answer on their own. They want other to do that job, and that is not what God wants you to do. God wants you to be serious. God wants you to find out on your own things, and in the way that you find out on your own. And of course you can listen at this podcast and you get some knowledge that I can give you. I don't have the answer of everything. I have to wait for the Spirit to come through and tell us things that I don't know. That's why I'm not going to could read the books. That was God that took it away, because he didn't want me to learn old lessons, old, repeating, copy things that other people in other generation have written and said. Those many of the church I was visiting in the United States when I was homeless and was looking for help. There, those I was like a shadow. God make me be like a shadow, so I was allowed to be everywhere. I sit with bishops, pastors, founders of churches. I sit there and like I was invisible for them. And I heard and I saw things, what they were saying, that they didn't say to people. They didn't tell their sponsors, because they lost their income, the tithes people give them in the church, and all those gifts the pastors get in outside their door. It was many, most women that give them sometimes expensive gifts outside their door, and they couldn't tell everything for them, but it was like I was invisible. So they sit and talk without no ties, that I sit and hear and saw things. I was not filthy. I was clean. I take a shower every day because I had a bed. God make me not sleep outside. I live in shelters, but the shelters had showers, and most of the time I was the only one that took a shower, so I was clean. Look okay, but not like a Christmas tree. I didn't have so much nice things on me because I had nothing with me from Sweden. I had only clothes because I was thinking I should go to Seattle, and I did. I go to Seattle in December, so I needed to have much clothes with me. So I have 2 suitcases with me to Seattle, and that was the only thing I own, and I didn't. The whole time I see people say they are homeless, but they have cars to sleep in, and cars to travel with to different places to get food. But I didn't have a car. I was really homeless. I don't call it homeless when you have a car that you can drive out somewhere and sleep in. That's your home, the car. So are spirit for real, and are they created of God? And God say already from the start in Genesis that the Spirit of God was flying over this planet. In Genesis it didn't say that God was walking here on this planet. His Spirit was rolling around here, flying around over this planet. He was not on this planet from the beginning. He created everything from the air, and the words is air. The words is for real air that pass by inside your body and make a sound. It's not word, letters that you write. It's the breathing, and that was what God did to Adam also. He breathed in his nose, so he come to life. And that's how God created. He didn't create with words. He created with the breath and then talking. The spirits is talking in telepathy. They don't talking in words. That's why they can talk to everyone, because telepathy is an international language. It's a universal language that it doesn't matter if that person, if the loved ones, that is a spirit that have coming from behind the veil, is talking to this person, and this person was Polish, for example, and they didn't communicate so well, the loved one and the spirit. So, but it doesn't matter, because if the spirit is talking Polish, and the other part is from Sweden, for example, then it doesn't matter what language they were talking here on earth, because in the spirit they are talking the same language. The spirits are talking to the other spirits in their language, and that language is telepathy. So it's not no words coming out from the mouth. It's words from the telepathy. And that I learned. One of the first I learned when God come down and talk to me. That was one of the first, that they don't speak with words like we do on earth, because I thought it was Jesus Christ that was standing in the corner of my room the first time in 2000. But I never saw him move his mouth. He didn't move his face when he was talking to me. He was talking about my childhood. That was the higher priest was talking to me about. But he was not talking with his mouth. He sent it to my spirit. He was a spirit, and he was sending to my spirit. Do you understand that? The spirits is not human. They all have been human, but they don't have a body now. So they are a spirit. A spirit is not a body. And that's good thing is that they have no limits, the spirits, because if they have a body that make them have limits, obstacles, that they can't do everything, they can't, like Jesus come through the wall to the disciple after he have died. He come back and he come into the room where his disciple was, and it was where Thomas came and saw the hole in on his hand and all the hole Jesus had. But Jesus had coming as a spirit, and this by touching Jesus, that make him come closer to earth. And when the spirits is coming, I have a spirit here now that confirm it, and maybe are talking through me to you, for you to understand it. He described it for you. That he say that the closer the spirit is coming to earth, they take on their bodies. If they don't have their own bodies, they go into another body that is here and take over that body. If they don't find their own body too. And what they have done to me here when they are coming, they show me bodies, but most of the time is it only a part of the body they're showing me. They don't show me everything, but that kind of body, that is for me to understand who they are. And when Jesus came that morning to Mary, and she was thinking that he was a gardener, because he didn't look like Jesus. He looked like a gardener. So Jesus had, in that time in the morning, he had taken a place inside a body that looked like a gardener. And he told her, Mary, to not touch him, because that make Mary to confirm, to glue Jesus into earth by touching him. She make him get a manifestation of a body, a manifestation that he was a real person walking around. And he was not, Jesus didn't want her to touch him, because he was on his way in the spirit to come to his Father in heaven, God. And if she had touched him, and he had been manifested into that body that looked like a gardener. And Mary understood that it was the master, the rabbi, that standing in front of her, not of what she saw his body look like. It was what he was, in the way he was saying and what he was doing, moving around with his body, that she could understood it was Jesus and not the gardener. So it had been that if she had manifested Jesus as a gardener and a human, then Jesus had to over again be killed to come back to the spirit. So it's very important to not manifestate a person here on earth, and that have been talking about in other episodes, that the angels have coming and told us this, that we should not cry over loved ones, over friends and people that have passed away. We should let them go if they lay on the deathbed and struggle to hold back, to try to live a longer time. You need to tell them that it's time for them to go. You have to release them and say that to these people, that only they wait to die, but they don't die. They're waiting for something, or they don't want to die. And you have to tell them that it's time for you to go. It's we know where you are going, and you can take care of us where you are going, and it's time for you to go. So we should let them go and not manifestate them here on earth. That you do if you don't want them to die, or if you want them to come back here on earth. You don't stop to grieve, and you are crying for them, and that makes them hard to come to heaven, to be hard for them to get the peace in heaven when they feel like you are pulling them back to earth. So this is very, very important, to not manifestate people that is on their way to be in the spirit. I had this experience once in a church when I was in Portugal, and we were a group of people. They speak Portuguese, but for me was it okay, because I was in the spirit, and suddenly I fall down on the floor, and they come running to me, these people in the church, and lift me up, and in the spirit, I was really deep in the spirit, and then I say to them, don't touch me, don't touch me. And I felt like I was like Jesus, that saying this, don't touch me, because I knew I was a spirit, and I didn't want them to take me down to earth by touching me. And that was a very strange feeling. And the pastor they had in the church, I saw that he was looking at me with his spirit understanding. He understood, the spirit understood what he was hearing and what he saw. And I was thinking that if it happened in another church, I have to tell them to not touch me when I fall on the ground. Let me be on the ground, and then instead ask me questions that have with God to do, and I can answer when I am in the spirit all things for people. That is very good, but after Portugal, it have never happened that I have been in a church where the spirit have coming to what is called by be in the spirit slain by the spirit, is it what it's called. I had that in the Mormon temple, in the temple in Salt Lake City. There I fall in the spirit. I was slain in the spirit 3 times there, but no one understood it. I told them when I was in the spirit, and they lifted me up and what's going on, and was screaming. And I said to those leaders in the temple, those men that was in charge for the temple, I say that I was slain in the spirit. I told them, but they didn't understood. They didn't understood that a woman could be so close in touch with God that he slain me in the spirit. And I was slain in the spirit in Africa when I was in Kenya, and was on my mission there, and I was to many churches there and preaching, and suddenly I fall in the churches also. But they let me sit on the floor. I told them, don't lift me up, let me preach on the floor. So I sit on the floor and preach for a whole church, and I kept my spirit in that way because they don't touch me. They didn't manifestate me in the earth when I was in the spirit. So that's the wrong thing people do when if someone fall in the spirit, really fall in the spirit. You can fall because of illness like that, but if fall in the spirit, they should not touch this person. So are spirit for real, and are they created of God? God, the Spirit of God was over this planet, and he created things here on this planet. And one of the last thing he did, he was created the human race with his spirit, and he breathed into the nose of Adam, and Eve, she she come out from Adam, so she really have already the spirit in her from Adam, and and it was the breath of life. That means not like you think, or many things that is the breath of life is to live in the body. The breath of life is to be a spirit. The breath of life is everlasting life. It doesn't matter if the body die. Your spirit is leaving and go to heaven. It never die. The spirit can never die. You can take away the spirit in a person by acting evil to that person, but the spirit will never leave, but it can be going down because of what that spirit is seeing and hearing from the world, but it never leave that person. It can come alive again. It never die. This is a message from the spirit that is here now. So the spirit have talking. It's very hard to know when this spirit is talking or not. If it's me that is talking, but it does. I think it doesn't matter if the spirit take my body and speak through me. The life is the spirit. Life is not the body. Of course you have to take care of your body, because it's where the spirit is, in the body, and so you need to nurturing your spirit. It cannot be inside your body without to be fed. You need to feed your spirit. It's never die, but it go and sleep like that in your body, and to feed your spirit, it's make you come more and more alive, and it keep you alive by nursing your spirit, and that is to listen at this podcast is necessary for you. It's a important, like it is for you to eat and drink something sometimes, to hold up your body to stay alive. And that is the same with the spirit. You need to feed it. Many of you here that listen, you walk around like a zombie. You have not nursing your spirit, and you have done this like this woman that is asking me this question, she have taken a shortcut. She say that she have listened on my podcast, and when she say I listen to your podcast, she maybe have pick out 3 episodes and listen, and the episode's title have make her listen because it's tickling her, and that is not what my podcast is about. I saw that, like when I'm talking about lower your weight, for example. Oh, it was many that immediately start to listen, and it all this that tickling the worldly wants in you that make you listen. And I am not talking about worldly things. I am here for. I pay for my podcast for you to learn how to feed your spirit and to understand God and come alive. You're living like in an illusion. You're living in like a bubble that is only about you and how the world see you. You need to wake up before it's too late. It's time to wake up. And so the answer is this: are spirits for real, and are they created of God? God created the planet when he was in the spirit. So that's the answer, that the spirit is for real. It's more real than your body. It's more, the spirit world is more important than this world we live in. The spirit is one with God. It's a universal connection with God. Of course, God created the spirit because he is a spirit, and we are children of God. If we feed our spirit and want to know God and have a connection and a relationship with God, that's why God created us to be a spirit. And all people have a spirit in them, but they need to wake it up to feed it. That was the apostles. They started to feed their spirit. They wake up when Jesus was gone. They wake up. They have already the spirit in them. And Jesus was trying to talk to their spirits, because Jesus was walking around in his spirit. He was not walking around as a human. He was only his body, but when he was talking, he was talking in a spirit way. He was not talking about literally. He was not talking about the world. He was talking about the spirit. And that he did after the baptized, when he received the lightning he got this light come over him when he's standing on the dry land again, and it was a light coming down, and people see it like it was it looked like a bird. It's for them that look at it, but it was the lightning that come over Jesus, so he understood everything, and after that he was walking in his spirit, and he tried to talk to the disciple in their spirit, from his spirit to the spirits to their spirits, but they didn't understood because they have not waked up in the spirit. But when Jesus was gone, they couldn't, like in the church, that they couldn't let Jesus do the work. Now they have to do their own work because Jesus was not there. And Jesus said that to them, that he was going up to his Father God and ask God to send the helper to them. And so God did it, send it, and when God sent it to them, they wake up and they got the enlightenment in them, and they understood what Jesus had told them. They didn't understood when Jesus was walking around with them, but after they start to act, but still they were not understanding everything that was Jesus was saying that to them. There is many more things I want to tell you, but you can't bear it yet. So there was missing pieces in this walk with Jesus, with the disciples, and after also it was missing pieces that we pick up today in our generation. And I'm thinking about Noah and his ark. Of course God must have known that after Noah the world was not clean up. So was it really that way God wanted it to be? That he killed all the people for the world to be clean? Because that's evil still today on earth. So God knew it. The devil have taken in some of his children in the ark, and they make babies, and the world still was evil. Maybe God killed all the people, but not Noah and his family, only for to help that those good ones should be more than the evil ones. But then the evil are very smart, so that so they were I know they are very charming, many of the evils. The devil's children is very smooth and nice looking and everything that you want to have in a person without knowing it's evil one. But everything you see you want that, and that what the evil spirits know, that you want these things, so he plays it on his children. So it still is going on, or else have this world been like heaven here, but it isn't. So it's many things. I'm going to talk more about Noah because it's very much about symbolic and a spirit in it. It's very hard to understand if you don't have these spirits in and understanding of it. And I wanted to tell this woman, girl that asked me the questions. She also, now I remember, she also asked why there is so much evil things. She asked me that also, that it's this about spirits. She's saying God create everything, of the spirits also, but you create by yourself also, the devil, because he take energy from you to feed himself with your negative mindset. That is the first thing to defeat, to win over the devil, is to change your mindset to think positive. This woman, she is thinking negative. That's the first she is thinking. So she feed the devil with her thoughts, and he have easy to pick up those negative thinking that you have and work on that energy that you have that is negative, that feed him. And if you want evil to go away from your life, that evil spirits should go away, is to turn your life to be positive. It's you create those evil things on your own. The evil things is around us. It's around me also, but I don't allow them to come in. People are telling me very much now, when I meet them now after the pandemic, that they meet me and they say that you are so positive, you are so positive. They say to me, I want to be like you, so positive. And that is because I think positive. Then I don't give a home for the evil things. And many things that we think are evil, it's because we don't understand them. We don't know our future. They know our future. So I have to say that in other episodes, that they push you. It can look like it's negative, but they want to push you in a direction to make choices that change your life to the better. But in that time when they push you, it can look like it's evil things going on in your life. So it's like a miscommunication between you and those spirits that want to do nice things for you. They can't talk to you. They try to talk to you, but you have not opened the door for them to could talk to you. So you don't know what their plan is for your life. They know your future, but you don't know 1 second from now. You don't know your future, but they know your future, and it can seem like they push you in an evil way. God can use the devil to move you. So I have said these things in other episodes, but you have not listened to my episodes. I have told very much about this, how to change your life, to be better and be rid of those evil things that is in your life. I have talking about that, and you that really want, I can't force you. I'm not a spirit. I can't force you. But if you really want to change your life and want to be rid of those evil things or addiction or negative things, then you should listen to all my episodes. Take 1 episode each day like that and listen, and you learn. So thank you for have listened, and God bless you. And you are welcome to write me. You find my address very easy here on this podcast.